Hi there, and thank you for taking the time to pick up a National Junior Honor Society packet. I wanted to create a video that kind of streamlines the process of what you need to do to make a successful packet and turn things in the way you're supposed to turn them in. It also helps me eliminate any different classes talking about things different and possibly missing out on something. So you should have your National Junior Honor Society packet, hopefully right in front of you so you can go along with me. Obviously here is the introduction letter. So one of the important things to note is they are due January 26th by the end of the day. So if you go over to the backside has a list for you that kind of highlights everything and in the order that it needs to go in. The nice part about that is the way I have these pages set up in the packet, they are listed the same way as well. So if you look at the first one is the National Junior Honor Society application cover sheet. That's some pretty basic information, your information, and you sign it, your parents sign it, and date it. On the back side is the constructed GPA worksheet. So there's a couple things on there that I want you to be aware of. So you have your first quarter grade essentially and your second quarter grade. For those grades, what I want to make sure that you do is that you have your core classes only. So that would be science, social studies, math, reading, and language arts. If you are in a fine arts class, that is considered to be a regular class. But the idea is whatever your specials are, so SEL, art, PE, Spanish, and STEM. You are not going to include those grades in your classes, just the core classes plus music. So when you add those two together, you're going to get a total in step 4, and then you will divide that number by 2 and place it in the bottom box down here. Again, if it doesn't average out to be a 3.0, that is an automatic disqualifier for National Junior Honor Society. Next one is the citizen involvement. So any sort of in-school extracurricular activities that you were involved in, please check those. I have a spot for other. If it's not mentioned in here, we have a lot of different things that have been added on that I don't always catch and include, so you can put those down here. Anything that is outside of school can be listed down here. Any awards or honors that you've received from those, and then any organizations outside of school will be listed on that bottom one. So the idea is to list as many things that you are involved in to be able to get full credit on that citizenship. The community service verification, I've got sheets. I've got one sheet on here, front and back listed. If for any reason you do need more sheets, you can come see me and get those, and I will give you additional sheets that'll just get attached to that. The biggest thing with that is to look at the next sheet, which is the community service guidelines. There's some accepted ones here, and then a short list of non-accepted ones. If you're not sure if it falls in either of these two categories, please come talk to me and I will give you a ruling on that. So this sheet here does not need to be included because on the back side of that, it goes into our next category, which is the recommendation form guidelines. Obviously, I need you to make sure that you read through all of those. So the biggest thing that we've seen in the past is just students handing the envelope and the recommendation form to a staff or teacher and say, here, fill this out, please. The idea is you are held to a higher standard in National Junior Honor Society. So as far as initial contact, I don't have a problem with calling, emailing, and have it not necessarily be face-to-face, but to actually have the person recommend you for National Junior Honor Society, it needs to be a face-to-face conversation where you hand the packet and you hand the form and the envelope to them and ask them if they would kindly fill out a recommendation for you. Teachers have been instructed if they don't comply with that, they have the right to say no. And I guess teachers have the right to say no at any time. So with that being said, make sure that you choose a teacher that you know will write you a good recommendation. Put your best foot forward with the best teacher that you think will write you a good recommendation. Also with recommendations, the form number 1, I would prefer it to be a current teacher. So if you're a 7th grader, have it be one of your 7th grade teachers that you interact with. 8th graders, have it be an 8th grade teacher. For recommendation form number 2, I would prefer it to be somebody outside of school. So this way you get a good glimpse of what you are like in school and what you are like outside of school. Again, a recommendation letter should be given to somebody who you are confident that will write you a good recommendation. The envelopes, please make sure you provide your own envelopes. Do not ask teachers, do not ask staff, do not ask the office for envelopes for the recommendation letters. For the application writing prompt, again, some of the ones that I read last year, I had students try to emphasize how they're good at all the pillars, which is nice, but the idea is to choose one of the 5 pillars that you feel like you are best at, and to provide 3 strong examples of how you demonstrate that particular pillar, and essentially how you would probably live it on a day-to-day basis. So one of the 5 pillars and at least 3 strong examples of that. And there are front and back to that. There's a student signature at the bottom. And then the last one is the rubric. All you need to do is just write your name and the grade that you are in. And then this is the rubric that it'll be used to do your final grading on that. So with the overall packet, please make sure that you go through everything. Check it, double check it, have your parents check it, double check it to make sure that there isn't anything missing. So for example, if you don't have the correct GPA in here, it's automatically going to be dismissed. So please make sure that is accurate. For the community service verification, please make sure that there is somebody that I can contact if I have any questions on it. If I don't have any way to contact somebody, again, once it's turned in, I can't count the hours if I do have any questions on it. So please leave it to where I don't have any questions about it. And if I do, I've got somebody to talk to about it. Please make sure that your recommenders fill out the entire form. Please make sure that they sign it on the bottom, and also make sure that they sign the back of the envelope. If they don't sign the back of the envelope, again, my assumption is that you potentially opened up the envelope, you looked at it, you read it, and that will be discounted. Let's see. And again, the writing prompt, please make sure that you sign the back of the writing prompt. Please make sure that you put your name and grade on the rubric, because again, any of those things can potentially dock points to you. So the idea is I want to make sure that you give your best picture of yourself. And also the final thing is they tell you in the checklist here to make sure that you put it in a large envelope. So a large vanilla envelope like this is what we traditionally get. This is ideal. It's blank. You want to make sure that you put your name and your grade on the envelope, and then have everything in order in the envelope, and make sure it is sealed so nothing gets lost on it. You don't have to write your name on that or anything. So with that being said, hopefully you find this video informational, and I look forward to reviewing all of your packets. Have a good day. Thank you.